Hey folks, this is Vince with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to talk a little bit about Star Wars X-Wing. Specifically, my initial reactions to when I heard the news about the new second edition that was coming out. A fan of mine, Heisberg I think his name is, emailed me and said, "Hey, did you see this?" I was like, huh? Star Wars X-Wing is coming out with a second edition? Great, there goes my wallet. So yeah, I was initially shocked by this because I was like, okay, so what, are they going to reintroduce all the same ships that I've already purchased? I've got a lot of ships. I've got, you've seen my videos, for those of you that don't know anything about X-Wing. It's a miniatures tabletop game. One player's the Rebels, one player's the Imperials. There's also a scum faction that you can be. You pick your ships, you move them around the field, and your objective usually is to blow up the other player. It's so tactical, it's wonderful. For those of you that don't know anything about Star Wars X-Wing, highly recommend this game. It is a ton of fun. Just be aware it's very expensive to get into because you have to pay for each miniature that you buy. X-Wings, Y-Wings, A-Wings. If you've played X-Wing or TIE Fighter, X-Wing versus TIE Fighter, X-Wing Alliance for the PC back in the day, you'll be familiar with all of these ships. X-Wings, Y-Wings, A-Wings, TIE Fighters, TIE Interceptors, TIE Bombers, TIE Defenders, TIE Advanced, B-Wings, Lambda Shuttles. They even got some of the larger ships out there, too. Medium transports. I don't usually use those larger ships, but anyway, initial reactions to this was I'm a little concerned about my wallet. I hope that this isn't just, you know, a cash grab. That's my main fear for this. I'm hoping that it doesn't turn out to be that way. I have a feeling it's going to be expensive, but let's go ahead and take a look at all of the different things that I was looking at. And I don't have all of the information. I just found out about this. So I'm not going to be relay all of the information that is out there, but I do want to direct you to fantasyflight.com. That's where all of these websites are that I'm about to show you. So the next tab over I have saved here. Here's the look at the second edition. As you can see, it comes with an X-Wing, 2 TIE Fighters, same as the core first edition now. This isn't out yet, by the way. It's supposed to, I'm sure, I think it'll be released sometime later. I don't know exactly when. I think might have been second or third quarter of this year. Well, anyway, so you can see what you get. Now, let's see if I can zoom in on this. So you'll notice the bases are slightly different. You'll notice that gone are the little stats at the bottom of the bases. Like you would normally see attack, defense, shield, and hull values here. They're no longer listed on the base, but you've also got a more colorful firing arc. I love that. I wasn't using the stats on the bottom of these bases anyway. I was just referring to the card itself. So I was really happy that they actually went with that change. So it looks like there's some asteroids, debris tokens. You get 3 attack, 2 defense dice. Looks like the dials are a bit different too. That's one. I hope they improve the dials. That's all I gotta say. That was one of my biggest complaints with X-Wing in general was the dials. They were always falling apart on me. I hated it. Let's see. So I do have there's, are you a veteran X-Wing player? Find the answers to your questions about the second edition here. I have that saved here as well, so we'll get to that in a minute. So basically, there's sort of Alliance, Galactic Empire, Scum and Villainy. There is going to be some reorganization going on there. For example, like Boba Fett will no longer be part of the Imperials. There'll be Scum and Villainy only. So that's an interesting change. First Order ships will have their own faction. You know, Poe Dameron and that, you know, all of everything from that era, you know, from the newer movies will be in a separate entity. They won't be part of the Rebels or Imperials anymore. It'll be a separate faction, and that'll be really interesting to look at. So, also new to this, the Force. Let's see. Let's see if there's anything down here that explains it. There's some screenshots. There's a lot of information here. I'm not going to insult your intelligence and read them all off to you. Here, use the Force. So Luke Skywalker. So there's like a new Force value added to these cards now. So you'll see the little pink 2 here, purple 2. And I think these can be used to either activate a certain upgrade card or possibly change dice in certain ways. At their most basic, these charges can be spent to improve a pilot's aim or give them an extra push to avoid incoming fire. Using a force charge lets you change a single focus result on attack or defense to a hit or evade result. When paired with upgrade cards, Force-sensitive pilots can become even more versatile. Okay, so that's really cool. I like the idea of Force. Iconic ships. So here's a quick look at some of the Imperial. If I can move down here. There we go. So here's a quick look at some of the Imperial stuff. I mean, some of it we've seen before. But it looks like some of these guys actually have different abilities than what they did before. Let's see if I can see. So, for example, Luke Skywalker here. His ability in the core set was, I think he could turn a focus into an evade. Or it was, no. There was an ability they had that involved a focus or an evade. I think he got like a free evade or something like that when he was defending. It was very defensive. This is different. After you become the defender, before dice rolled, you may recover one. I'm guessing that's a force. So it looks like the special abilities for some of these characters have changed as well. So in addition to the look, you've also got a redo of all of these different abilities, which is pretty interesting. Conversion kits, it's another thing. That's something I'm probably going to buy at some point. There's conversion kits for the Rebel Alliance, Galactic Empire, Scum and Villainy. The FAQ, I believe, has a list of all the different things that are included in these, and I'll get to that in a minute. I do have that saved out here. Build your squad. Another thing, the game is introducing a new app that will build your fleet for you. So, not for you, but you'll notice Luke Skywalker here. There's no point value at the bottom of these cards. Normally, each card has a point value. So you know, okay, I'm spending up to 100. This card is worth 5. I can spend 95 points worth of other cards. Not the case here. The app is supposed to do more of the legwork for you. It's going to keep track of what you have, supposedly, and you'll be able to build your fleet that way. I don't know how much, I mean, I'm sure the app will make it nice, but at the same time, I'm so used to the cards. I don't know. Like, I don't do well with change, but at the same time, it might be good. We are in the digital age, after all. Oh, you'll notice, look at this little screenshot here. You notice these little blue maneuvers? Ionization, ion tokens work a little differently here. From my understanding, and I could be wrong about this, but from my understanding, ion is earned a little differently, done a little differently. So basically, whenever you hit someone with an ion cannon, and by the way, or turret, let's say, you know how turrets are secondary weapons technically and don't have any range bonuses? Now they do in this second edition. They have range bonuses, but at the same time, you have to worry about their mobile arc. You actually have to spend, I believe, an action to move their turret. So it's not, you can just fire 360 all day, at least as far as I read. You actually have to move a mobile arc, which is interesting. But anyway, ion, the way that works is, let's say I did 4 damage against someone. The first hit that I give them, let's say they don't roll any evade, and I do 4 damage. The first hit is a damage to their shield, hull, whatever. And then the remaining hits that get through, 3 in this case, would be all ion tokens. So the way this works is a small ship that has 1 is ionized and can only use the blue maneuvers there. And they can only take the focused action. They can't, normally, it would normally be a 1 white straight maneuver with no action. Here, you have a little bit more leeway. You take one of these blue maneuvers and you can take a focus action, nothing else. So that's just really, it's different. So 1 ion token is for small, 2, a medium, that's another thing that was added. The addition of medium ships now. There was small, large, and huge. Now there's small, medium, large, and huge. So there's a reclassification of the size of ships in this game. So 1 ion token takes care of the small, 2 for medium, 3 for large, and 4 for huge. I've got the camera on, just FYI, so don't do anything. Just saying, just letting her know. I'm giving her fair warning. Anyway. Yeah, she's laughing. So getting back down to this, let's see. So R2-D2, looks like there's like energy too. After you reveal your dial, you may spend 1 energy and gain 1 disarm token to recover 1 shield. So it looks like a lot of these mechanics are a little bit different. Oh, servo motors. That's a new thing for X-Wings as well. I was trying to zoom in on that, but I can't. The S-foils on the X-Wings actually go in and out, like they shrink. And so just like in the movies, if you ever watched Star Wars A New Hope, you'll at the end of the movie, you know, lock S foils into attack positions. You know, red leader. You know, the X foils come open, and you know now they're less speedy, but you know they're in attack mode, and you can actually do this in the game. The X-wings actually have different capabilities depending on what mode they're in. So that's a new thing that looks interesting. Yeah, here's a look at the proton torpedo card. Attack, target lock, spend 1 energy, change 1 hit to a crit result. So it doesn't look like you need focus anymore for some of these. It says attack target lock. So maybe you do have to still spend a target lock to do this. But yeah, I mean, I'll be curious what this energy has to do with anything. I've never seen that before. So yeah, different cards. And it looks like some of these, I wonder if these are starter cards. Oh yeah, these are quick build cards. So if you don't want to make use of the app, you can instead just make use of these starter cards that come with these abilities already, and then you just play with those. So good for beginners, I suppose. Oh, here's a look at the Squad Builder app. Squad Builder, save squad, add collection, options, patch notes. So yeah, I'll be really curious to see how that plays out. I do have an online Squad Builder that I use that a fan made, but I'll be curious to see what this looks like down the line too. And again, you're free to read through this at your own leisure at fantasyflight.com. Other tabs, the FAQ, if we zoom in on that, has some information about the Force here, faction identities. So Scum and Villainy starships should feel very different from Flying Imperial, and yeah, the First Order and Resistance have been reformed into their own distinctive factions. So it seems like everyone's been split out and their abilities redone to reflect their particular faction a bit more. Here's talking about the app here. It'll be released September 13th, 2018. So third quarter. Biggest changes, existing ships. Here's a look at the conversion kits that I was talking about. So the Rebel Alliance conversion kit will have, let's see, maneuver dials included. So it goes 3 A-Wing, 2 ARC, 2 Azatuck gunship, 2 B-Wing, 2 E-Wing. So it looks like it has a wide variety of different kits for all the different ships that you might have. The only thing I don't like is I have like 4 or 5 X-Wings, so it kind of sucks that I can only have an upgrade for 2 of them. But maybe that'll be enough for my purposes. I don't know. Galactic Empire conversion kit has these things here. Scum and Villainy here. What will be available at launch? It looks like the T-65 X-Wing and BTL-84 Y-Wing expansion pack will launch alongside the core set. So you'll have some expansions already out with the core set should you want to rebuy these ships. Okay, so the Resistance and First Order ships will be released at a later date with their own conversion kits. So the Rebel Imperial conversion kits will be like the first to be released, and then the Resistance and First Order will be released later on during the second wave from the looks of it. Okay, no points, cost, or upgrade slots printed on the cards. That's what the app is really for, accurate squad building. And it talks about the app. So some of this is repeat that I've already said. Force, Epic mode. Epic will continue to be supported X-Wing format in future releases. Organized play. All right, next tab over. Here's a look at some of the Rebel stuff. Rebel Alliance conversion kit. Dials. All right, so here's the conversion kit. Hopefully there's a list. All right, so here's a quick look at some of the cards. Jake Farrell, Dutch Vander. So it looks like a lot of the stuff that I've got already is there, but I'm going to need new cards and new everything to... Basically, the models are the only thing that's not outdated, as far as I can tell. Let's take a look at some of these models and see if they're any different. They don't look too different. I mean, they look slightly different, but they don't look too different. So I'm guessing I can use the models I have and use the conversion kit contents for everything else. And I know I'm sort of like scrolling up and down and not giving you a chance to read this. I'm trying to condense all of this information into a quick 15-20 minute video, but we'll see. Here's a look at the T65 X-Wing. And if I'm going too fast, pause the video and... Yeah, there's little notches here. I'm noticing some differences. I don't think that was on the original X-Wing model. Garvin, Drius, Thane, is that a new pilot? I don't think I remember him. Ion torpedoes. Some of these are new. These are the ion tokens, I'm guessing. Oh, that's shield. Okay. The blue maneuvers. Oh, some blue maneuvers are even 2s. That's pretty interesting. Oh, here's a look at the servo motor. I'm a little concerned that the model is going to break. I mean, a lot of the Fantasy Flight models are extremely delicate. Like TIE Fighter, I can't tell you how many TIE Fighter wings I snapped off by accident. I have super glue handy for that. The Y-Wing. There's the Y-Wing. Stay on target. Really cool. I can't wait to see this. I mean, part of me does not want to invest all over again, but at the same time, as a Star Wars fan, I'm really excited for it. Okay, so here's the maneuver dial upgrade kit. These look familiar. I could have sworn that we can buy these already. So I think these newer ones that we are able to buy now are actually going to be standard now, which is that's good. I don't actually have these, but I look forward to upgrading. So here's the Empire side of things, the Galactic Empire conversion kit. Some of the models here. Scroll down and see what else we get. Okay, I think we've seen this picture already. Duchess, Rear Admiral, I could never pronounce that. Whisper. Okay, look at that. Stygian Array. Okay, so on top of that, after you perform an attack that hits, gain 1 evade token? Wow. And after you decloak, you may perform an evade action. So it looks like Whisper is a lot more dodgy than she used to be. She used to be like a glass cannon. Merrick Steel. Again, his ability looks the same. Draw 3 damage cards, choose 1, discard the rest, kind of thing. There's the TIE Fighter there. And marksmanship. While you perform an attack, if the defender is in your firing arc, I'm guessing, you may change 1 hit result to a crit. Marksmanship used to be turn a focus into a crit. Like, basically, a marksmanship was an upgraded focus. But it cost an action to use. That's different. Okay. So, again, they've changed a lot of things here. TIE Advanced. That looks cool. The models look a bit more detailed than before. Zertic Strom, I don't think I have him. Vet, I don't have him either. Then again, I don't have some of the huge ships. The huge ship came with a TIE Advanced model and may have included some of these pilots. I don't have them. I don't like that that's one thing I am excited about. If the upgrade kit comes with the cards that you would normally get in the huge ships, like, I don't want to spend $80 on a huge ship that I'm never going to use just for the model and just for the smaller model and the cards inside of the upgrade cards, like Emperor Palpatine, for example. I printed that sucker out. I resized it on PowerPoint and printed it out because I'm not going to spend $80 to $100 on a huge model for 1 upgrade card. No, sorry, I'm not going to do it. But I'm hoping that this upgrade kit includes stuff that I normally didn't get. So that's actually a feather in the cap there. Hopefully Fantasy Flight includes all of those things. All right, so next tab over. Here's the Scum and Villainy. There's Slave 1. Like I said, Slave 1 is going to be exclusively Scum and Villainy now. That'll be interesting. Scum and Villainy conversion kit. IG-88. Koshka Frost. That's new. I don't think I've seen them. Boba Fett. Victor Hell. Okay, homing missiles. The new art is definitely it's definitely more eye-catching. And I think filling in the firing arcs here was a very, very smart move. It makes the game a lot more pretty to look at, especially if you have, like, colored bases. I don't have them, but still. Alright, so, yeah, here's some of the pilots that you'll see. At the start of the engagement phase, you may choose one friendly ship with a bomb on its action bar. Oh, so IG-88A has a new ability. Normally, the IG-88s could be combined if you had a particular card to combine their abilities into one. As in, each IG ship could do everything that had all the pilot abilities of every IG-88 pilot on the table. It was overpowered, but cool. And if you take a look here, like some of these abilities on the right-hand side, like focus, what is this little red? I don't know what that is. That's new. Interesting. And you'll notice, like, the stats are on the bottom of the card now, and instead of on the right side, and the abilities are now on the right side instead of the bottom. So these two things have switched places. All right, here's a look at Slave 1. There's Boba Fett, Crassus Trelix. You can perform special attacks from your rear firing arc. Okay. Marauder. Cool. And again, feel free to read all of this on your own time. I'm just browsing through this to give you an idea of what you're looking at, what you're possibly going to get should you buy into this. And as in, if you don't own Star Wars X-Wing, this might be a good time, like around September, to get into the game. Instead of having to buy all new models, you can start with the 2nd edition and be done with it. If this is more streamlined than, you know, the first core edition, then, you know, like I said, now might be a good time to get into it. More ways to play. Okay, there's the app builder. Yep. And that's one thing I'd like to do at some point, but I don't have the skill or the charisma to do that. All right, what is this? Last tab that I've got saved. Oh, this is the damage deck. They definitely look different. When you perform an attack, roll 1 fewer attack die. Ooh. Action, repair this card. Okay, well, you defend. So, if you're going to repair the damage that's coming onto your ship, you have to understand it. Every damage card in a T-65 X-Wing damage deck. So, wait, each ship... So, there's damage decks specific to a ship now? Wow. So, normally, it would just be a deck of cards you draw from. Here, it looks like each ship has different things that could be damaged on it, catering to that ship type. That's actually really smart. I like that. It seems like, I mean, this new 2nd edition, the more I see it, it's supposed to be streamlining things, but at the same time, it's actually adding things that make the game more complicated, in my opinion. So I'm a little all over the place with this. I don't know what to think in the end. I'm concerned about the money. I'm concerned that it's not going to be as streamlined. But at the same time, I'm excited for all of the new stuff and all of the new changes. And I'm going to be like a newbie again with this. I mean, I'll know how to play it, but, you know, ion tokens are going to be featured differently. Range bonuses for the turrets are going to be a little bit different to get used to. So, yeah, Star Wars X-Wing. Let's see if I didn't... okay, upgrade kits for... I wrote this down. App, ion turrets, separation, Boba, not Empire, visual... Okay, I covered everything. Good. Okay. So I wrote all this down in a rich text document. So X-Wing, again, first impressions, excited, a little worried, more for my wallet than anything else. If it weren't a matter of money, I'd be all over this. But I still may buy the upgrade kits anyway, just to get a feel of what is new, and then if I like what I see, maybe I haven't actually done an X-Wing game at the table for you folks for a while, and this might actually change that. We'll see. If you guys actually want to see more X-Wing, let me know, and I'll try and arrange some games. If you guys haven't already, subscribe to my channel. Also, let me know what your thoughts are regarding the 2nd edition in the comments below. Oh, and special thanks again to Heisberg for pointing this 2nd edition at me. I didn't know until you said something. So this is Vince. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.